I already have the values here. Okay, this is the values here. The mean, I used the average of all values. The standard deviation, oops, sorry. So the standard deviation is also used the Excel function, A2, A12 to A19. And we know the true value is 3.19. So what we have to calculate right now is the confidence interval and decide whether 3.19 fall into that confidence interval. Okay. So first of all, the n number. When the numbers are very small amount, you can just count it directly, or you can use the formula from Excel, which is COUNT, and you just select the numbers and do the counting. And the degree of freedom is definitely n-1. A true value could come from an established method. So let's say one method has been repeated many times, and or two methods, they have been repeated many times, and they confirm each other. And the method have been used by many different users, and they report similar population mean and standard deviation. Then people have agreement that the true value is this value. And so it also comes from measurement, but it's established measurement that people have agreed on. Degree of freedom will be the count of the numbers subtracted by 1. In this case, it's D15 minus 1. Or you can, it's 8 minus 1, which is 7. Okay. How do we find the T?
A TINV function?
Yes, TINV. And the probability, let's just put in 0.05. Degree of freedom, which will be D16. So we get the T. And then you can calculate the confidence interval, which will be D17 multiplied by standard deviation, which will be D13, and divided by D15 square root. This is your confidence interval. And we can calculate the upper and lower limit of the interval. The upper limit will be the mean, D12, plus the interval. Anybody know why I have to put the $sign before the number?
You're specifying the specific number, the cell.
Right. So I want to keep the formula just to the specific cell. So if I drag it all the way here, it will still be this 2 cells, and I just change it to negative. Okay. So your limit is from 3.21 to 3.29, and your real number, the true value, is 3.19, right? But by comparing the true value with the range, what is the conclusion?
Rejected? Is the null hypothesis rejected because it doesn't fall in the range?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even 3.19 is even smaller than the lower limit. So it's definitely not within the range. Okay. Okay, I just want to quickly show you another thing that if you check the Canvas side, there is a media learning, which guides you to watch a video of how to do descriptive statistics using Excel. And there it will ask you to install this add-in function, which is called data analysis, this one. When you do data analysis, there is a function called descriptive statistics. So all the things that we have done so far can be done with descriptive statistics directly. Okay, so if you click OK, and then we select the data range, And then you have to select where you want to put the output. So let's say we put it here. Okay. And include the summary statistics confidence level of the mean. Right? It will have more information than you needed, but you see that we have the mean and standard deviation here. And we also have the confidence level for 95%, which is the same with the number we calculated. Okay. So there are multiple ways of using Excel, but you can use any method you feel comfortable with. Okay, that's all for today. And we will continue with this chapter. I think we will take another lecture to finish this chapter. Again, I will stay a few more minutes in case you have more questions. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend and stay safe. Stay at home.
Professor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Bye. You're welcome.
Professor, I had a question. What is the $ for again? In the confidence level upper limit and lower limit?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let me show you an example. Let's say we have a group. We have a group of numbers. I'm just generating some random numbers. Okay. And now I want to subtract a value from all the values here. So for example, if you want to use Excel to do the homework, you want to show the actual Excel. And you cannot just say, I used Excel and don't show anything because the GA won't know whether you actually, so you can probably take a screenshot of your Excel and attach to your homework. Okay, so for example, this one, I want to multiply everything by a value. And I put the value here. I want to multiply everything by 2. And I put a different value here, 3. So if I want to multiply the value by 2, I can do J1 multiplied by M1, right? Then it will multiply 0.1 by 2. And then there is a box here. If you double click the box, it will apply the same formula to all the remaining numbers in this column. So if I double click, you can see that it automatically will assume that instead of multiplied by M1, I'm actually multiplied by M2. So it will change accordingly. Like it will, and this one is M3, this one is M4. Okay, so if you don't put any $, the number will keep changing when you apply the same formula to the following numbers in the column. But if I add $, before M and 1, okay, the first one will remain the same. Now let's apply the formula again. So all the values, in the formula, the J part is changing, it's still changing, but the second part will restrain to that specific cell that we assigned. And that's the usage of this.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Professor,